Get in the know. Non-stop Vikings talk. It's Purple Daily on Score North and ScoreNorth.com. Purple Daily, presented by Surly Brewing Company.
Are the Vikings Super Bowl contenders?
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. And here's why. Grinny, they're going to host at least one playoff game.
Probably two.
And maybe two. And so absolutely gives you a chance. And their offense has been absolutely crazy. And here's the other thing. They keep winning these one-score games. Sometimes
it's the opposite of last year for them.
Last year they couldn't beat anybody.
Correct.
And so that's what's changed. And look, I like this offense. I think can compete with any offense in the National Football League. When you got Dalvin Cook, Justin Jefferson. By the way, they just got Hockenson. They won't use him very much. He had 9 catches.
9 catches.
He had 9 catches.
Oh, get the flag!
Oh, I gotta get it. All right, there it is. Stella, give me the flag, okay? Nice work. Nice work. Here's your Nutrisource.
Wow.
There we go.
We seek and we love that national validation, right?
right,
you get
dude.
Rex Ryan and Ryan Clark. Our guy Greeny.
Orlovsky with a nice look.
Inject that
Hoodie.
validation into our insecure sports veins. Let's get it.
Yep. Somebody else tell me how great we are. Hey, Fox Sports 1, tell me how great we are now,
Come on,
huh?
Nick Wright, Colin Cowherd,
Somebody.
come on. Tell us how great the Vikings
Colin
are.
Coward's been on. He's
been on him since, like,
led
May.
the bandwagon.
He said they would double their win total,
I
and
know.
people were like,
won 8 games.
So 16? I mean, they are still in play to win 16 games and double their win total. But even if they get to like 15, he's probably still correct. He was right. Let's just put it that way.
Yes. I sort of laughed at him.
Yeah, well, I thought he thought they were like a 5-win team or something, but here we are.
Which is entirely possible, by the way, but that's a whole other subject.
It is. All right, this is Daily Vikings Entertainment, where we just want the Vikings to win a Super Bowl before we die. The show is presented by our friends at TCL. No matter what you watch, TCL has award-winning TVs for any budget, any space, all with stunning picture quality. And TCL makes more than just TVs. They offer mobile products, audio devices, and home appliances. TCL brings you joy and simplicity through innovative technology. Surly brings you joy as well.
Oh, God, every week it brings me joy. Weeknights, weekends, it doesn't matter. Do you know why? Because there's a Surly Brewing product for every day of the week. It can be a Furious. It can be a Logic Bomb. A Before I Die. What's better on a Sunday when you're watching the Vikings win another game than a Before I Die, as the mission to finally see a Super Bowl championship comes closer and closer. That is all provided by the magic of Surly Brewing. If you haven't checked them out, come on, what's wrong with you? Surly Brewing, all the cool kids are doing it.
Yeah. Yes, I think that is their new tagline, actually.
How do you do, fellow
I just invented it, so it should be. Well, I borrowed it from like 1,000 things and just applied it.
Come on, kids.
It's not copy.
You should not drink if you were a kid. But if you are 21
Yeah, I did.
and
I
you would
said,
consider
yeah.
yourself a kid, you should definitely try
You guys
some.
know what I meant, okay? We're talking among friends here.
All right, well, we are the only show in America that actually keeps track of our predictions with statistics. Let's fire this thing up here, Dex. This is Write That Down.
Most make predictions and then never admit they're wrong. Yeah, that's not Mackie and Judd. This is the place where we just totally own our horrible predictions.
Write this down.
And eat them for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Write that down.
It's Write That Down
Write it down. You like writing things down.
with Mackie and Judd.
All right, here's how it works. 3 Vikings or football-related predictions from everybody each week. They must be quantifiable. We have a classic edition on Mackie and Judd tour. Any type of prediction goes. We keep track of completion percentage and touchdowns on the show. And listeners, if you'd like to participate like Max is about to, you can send us a message through the Score North app. Just send it to Declan and we'll get you scheduled at some point. Declan, by the way, leads all categories in both versions of Write That Down. It is we're less than 2 months away from the end of the season here. Although with Purple Daily, Write That Down, we do include the football season. So anything that would happen through the football season. So technically there's just like 3 months to go in Purple Daily, Write That Down. Maybe we should clarify that Purple Daily, Write That Down season starts the day after the Super Bowl. Maybe that's the new. It's been ambiguous.
So.
The
Yeah.
league, the
league year for us. No.
Well,
it's
for us.
our league year.
Yeah.
It ends. Yes, because we don't.
We've
don't
always
draw
said
a
if you
line
make a season
January 1.
prediction for 2022, then that would count for
Correct.
last year's. Write That Down.
Yes.
So Declan, you have 3 months to defend your completion percentage and touchdowns.
All
here.
right.
Less than that.
Okay.
It's very close.
So, all right, let's get into the accountabilities here before we make our predictions. We'll start with Judd. You said Kirk Cousins would account for 2 or more touchdowns against Washington. He did.
Good job.
Mm-hmm. Very simple.
We'll check down to Hockenson there, and you
Really was.
completed it.
It was.
Okay, speaking of Hockenson, I said he would score at least 2 touchdowns in his Vikings debut. He did catch 9 passes, which is the second most he's ever caught before, but ultimately this was wrong. I said the Vikings would be the team that gets Cliff Kingsbury fired. Now, thought about leaving this on the board. Could the Cardinals make a run, get to the playoffs as the 7 seed, and then get smoked by the Vikings in the first round of the playoffs?
No, you're fine. Take it off.
Okay. If that happens, we're going to revisit this.
Yes. Oh, yeah. We'll bring it back.
I said Austin Schlottman will start at least 1 game at center for the Vikings by week 9, and that he got into a game in week 9.
I was going to say, if you said he was going to play, you would have gotten it.
Yep. But I did tell you, I looked into my Kirk Cousins crystal ball. Mm-hmm. I am the Kirk Cousins whisperer.
You are?
And I said he would notch another fourth quarter comeback win in Washington. And by golly, by God. Old Kirky boy.
Nice.
He did exactly that. Down by 10 points. He doesn't have many of those games in a Vikings uniform. Down by double digits in the fourth quarter. I think he only has 2 14-point comebacks. One against the Bears at the end of the season, and then the Denver game that everyone
Broncos game, the infamous Broncos game.
Yep. All right, listeners, Peter had 2 things come off the board. Dude, this is rough. This first one is a lesson in being careful with parlays. Oh, wow. So Peter said the Vikings would win, and we'll get a "you like that" from Kirk Cousins after the game, and Kirk will throw for 300 yards. Oh, crap. That's how the game is played, though. I mean,
I know, but the third...
If he would have just said the Vikings are going to win and we're going to get a "you like that,"
that would have been a touchdown.
It would have been a touchdown.
No, you're right, yeah.
Oh, that's a tough beat.
And then, I don't know, I didn't hear this on the broadcast, so if someone else did. He said at some point during the telecast, Mark Schlereth would refer to Johnny Munt as, quote, "my guy." And some other point after the game, Judd will also reference Munt as being his guy, and Munt will record a touchdown. I don't think any of those things happened. Mostly because Hockenson caught 9 passes.
I was going to say, I think it's time for Johnny.
Nice week for Declan here, unfortunately for the rest of us. We'll start with the bad. You did say the Vikings would cover the 3.5. And you said the Vikings and Bills would both be 7-1 when they play each other. Who would have thought that the Bills would be the team that let everyone down with that record? But you did say that we would get a "you like that" from Kirk Cousins after the Vikings-Bills game.
This is still
or the Viking. Oh, I'm sorry.
This is not on
my
the
bad.
board yet.
You know what?
I thought this was Commanders game. So, okay, this is still on the board. Was he going to give you one 2 weeks in a row?
I'm glad about this, too. I don't think him saying that phrase should be a touchdown.
I think
it does. He's not saying it all the time.
He doesn't say it very often.
But it's his
he said it like 3 times ever.
But it's his patented phrase if they win an important game.
I'm
just saying.
He's done it like twice.
But his whole thing is his whole shtick going back. It turned out in Washington when he said it publicly at first. But here's the difference now. There are cameras in the locker room post-game constantly now. There didn't used to be. And so I think we missed it previously at times from Kirk. I'm just saying, this is like his phrase now.
We've gotten 3, right? We had the original one in Washington.
Yes. Right.
We had the second one last season, and we've had a third one last Sunday.
But we would have more if they had cameras in the locker room.
But
than we do now. But I'm saying I don't think it's touchdown. I think it's this patented phrase.
Well, but hold on. They have cameras, and they've had cameras in the locker room for like every locker room breakdown after a win for years. We've literally seen this season and last year but not back to Washington. Every single.
But Kirk in Washington didn't have cameras
6 years ago.
In 50. But what I'm saying is he was using this phrase. I don't think that this phrase alone is a touchdown. I think
disagree.
Okay. All right.
Let's pose. Last time we posed was it a hot take or not? We got like 5,000 responses from people. Going forward, should predicting that Kirk will say "you like that" after a game be a touchdown on this show? I'm curious to see what the commenters on the Purple
Let's
Daily
do it.
YouTube
I think they
channel
will
say.
side with me. I think they'll come
Because some of
over
this is, I know that we're a little ambiguous in terms of like, it's kind of like, is it a long shot for it to happen? Is the definition of a touchdown or a home run? Write that down. And to me, for one, it's kind of a parlay. He's not going to do it unless they win. So you're kind of saying they're going to win, and he's going to give you that you like that. He's going to rev it up.
I think it has to be tied.
He's
in
only
with
revved it
something
up
else.
like 3 times ever in his career. So
that we've heard it, but what I'm saying is there's more opportunity to hear it now. They've got phones which is great, in the airplane, so we get a lot more than we used to. I'm saying the odds of us getting it and finding out are very high now. I don't think it's a touchdown. It's a fine prediction.
I'm sorry. I literally saw the first 10 words of this and gave it to Declan, not realizing it was a Bills prediction. So this comes off the board for now. You did say Hockenson would get at least 45 yards receiving against the Commanders. He easily crossed that in like the first half. So that Declan is actually hitting 37.2% on his completions with 10 touchdowns, which is tied with Ol Macadac. So I caught Declan in touchdowns.
Okay.
And Judd has taken over second place by just fractions of percentage points here. 35.7%, 7 touchdowns. I'm at 35.3%, 10 touchdowns. Listeners, 22% with 5 touchdowns, struggling on the season. But it's really anyone's game in any of these categories the rest of the way here, boys.
It was a great race. Fantastic.
So, all right, with that, let's get Max in here. He's our guest listener predictor on Purple Daily. Write that down today. Max, what's going on, man? When did you first become a Vikings fan?
So I recently, as of high school, started really getting into football, but I've kind of always considered myself a Vikings fan. My dad was a Vikings fan growing up, and so I kind of was just born into the fandom and have been ever since. So
awesome, man.
Love it.
Awesome. Well, the listeners could use some help here in the final few weeks. They're trailing in both categories, so the pressure's on you to come in here late and put up some statistics. Are you ready for the moment?
I'm gonna try to be.
Awesome. So we'll start with Max. We'll go over to Judd, Declan, back to me. 3 chips around the room.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
All right, you are under center, Max. What's your first prediction?
So my first prediction is, write that down. Justin Jefferson will have more receiving yards and more receiving touchdowns than Stephon Diggs this Sunday.
Damn it, Max.
I had something very close to that, and now I got an audible out.
We
Kill.
all had the same play scripted.
Kill. Blue 80.
Write this down.
All right, over to Judd. Now we're off script. I don't know what's going to happen now. We're off script here.
Well, no, what we're going to do is we're going to hunker down and we're going to deliver some hot takes that we don't have written down here. TJ Hockenson will catch his first touchdown as a Viking on Sunday.
What, did he steal one from you there?
Kind of.
These
almost.
are
I
obvious
audibled
ones.
out.
You're all just
Kind
sitting here.
of.
Well,
I have
they're
a
going to
little-
come. Yep, okay.
Okay.
The Hawk.
Okay.
Okay, guy.
All right.
Okay.
Write this down. TJ Hockenson catches the Vikings' first touchdown against the Bills. So I'm saying the first
That is a home run.
receiving
Touchdown.
Yes.
will go to TJ Hockenson.
That's a touchdown.
Yes,
Write
it
this
is.
down.
Because there's options out there.
Yes.
Right? I mean,
Yes,
he's
that's-
one of the likely options, but there's definitely options out
That
there.
is a
Flying through a
definite
prediction.
touchdown.
That was quick.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to kind of go in the same. I know I can technically catch Declan in the completion percentage. I'm going to chunk the ball down the field here, guys.
Okay.
I'm more interested in the
down.
home run and touchdown championships in these leagues.
All right, Terry.
So write this down. Justin Jefferson, who has struggled to catch touchdowns this year, will score a touchdown on the Vikings opening drive. He will score, keyword score, a touchdown on the Vikings opening drive against the Buffalo Bills. Write it down.
Write this down.
Okay, back to Max. Your second prediction.
Okay, so write this down. Harrison Smith will continue his interception streak with an interception from Josh Allen on Sunday football.
Whoa, a parlay.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Yeah.
This is a big time.
Well, and you're
Do we
calling the
give him-
starting quarterback.
Yes.
You're purposely doing
no,
this.
he did that
right?
on purpose,
okay.
I think.
Okay.
Yes. Specifically, Josh
Allen
Allen will
yeah.
be the quarterback, and Harrison Smith will continue his 4 touchdown, or it will
Yep.
turn into a 4 touchdown game streak.
Yep.
Wow.
Or
I
interception.
love this, man. Yeah, no, we got you. Yeah. And anything you just said there, we got you. We got you. We're not going to play gotcha here.
Write this
And that's a
down.
definite touchdown. That's good.
This is great. Man, this is This is like the anti-check down episode here. This is great. Judd?
Write this down for Sunday's game. Stephon Diggs will catch a touchdown for the Bills, but that's not all he'll do. He will then proceed to do the gritty to celebrate it. Stephon Diggs catches a touchdown pass and then does the gritty to celebrate.
Oh, my gosh. How
so he's got to do the gritty.
Would that be? I bet he can do a pretty good gritty.
I bet he can do a great one.
I can do a gritty.
And Jefferson would laugh, I think.
With Diggs wanted out, so I don't think Diggs feels like animosity toward the organization. Keenum might, but does that change once like Rick Spielman got fired and Zimmer got fired, the guys that were kind of running the show? Do those, if you're Keenum and you felt like, wow, those clowns didn't have faith in me and extend me, if Keenum plays, is there going to be a little, they chose that guy over me, or does that go away because Spielman's gone?
I think he would try. I think that would be the storyline. Deep in Case's heart, he knows. Like he went to the Broncos to start, and they signed him, and they're like, the Vikings aren't signing you. You are going to start, and he failed miserably. So like deep in Case's heart, he's just a backup.
But he might think, if I would have stayed in Minnesota.
Yeah, I'd like to talk to him about that.
I love the
circumstance. You're just not that good, Case. I'd like to tell him, you know what, Case, sit down, young man. You were never that good. You had 1 year
that conversation.
of a special, and he seems like a great guy. Great
Classic
guy.
insincere, Judd.
We had Case Keenum, little inside baseball here. So they lost that game, and then the next week the Super Bowl was. It was like 5 days later, and all the trucks come in for media. It was media week or media row at Mall of America. And these poor guys, Diggs is running around with an Old Spice shirt doing interviews, and Case Keenum was doing interviews but he came on our show for like 10 minutes. The most depressed I've ever seen a player, just moping around because they got smoked against the Eagles in the NFC Championship
And he
game.
knew that was it.
Poor guy.
He knew that was it.
And Kirk Cousins was like in line at the Shake Shack or whatever.
Yep. That was the big story.
50 feet away.
Yep.
Amazing. Anyhow, okay,
down.
Declan.
All right, write this down. Kirk Cousins has a better QBR or passer rating than the starting QB of the Bills by at least 20 points.
Oh.
Those are two very different things.
Correct, but I'm giving myself the in on one of those two. So whatever Kirk Cousins' QBR or passer rating is, it will be 20 points better. One of those two categories than the starting quarterback of the Bills. So if Kirk had 85 and Keenum or Allen had 65, it would hit. Okay.
So and just for the audience too, QBR is on a 1 to 100 scale, and passer rating is on like a 1 to 158.3 scale or something.
Yes.
So so if Kirk has a 110 passer rating and Keenum has an 80 passer rating, you win.
Yes.
Or whatever. Okay.
Yes.
Write this down.
So Kirk's gonna outperform.
Yes.
Okay, write this down. Parlay. Defensive parlay here. The Vikings will force, or maybe this isn't a parlay, it's just a prediction. I think it's a touchdown, though. The Vikings will force at least 3 interceptions or forced fumbles. So they will either they will either pick off or put a ball on the ground a combination of 3 times or more in this game.
Okay, and will they recover the fumbles?
I don't know. That's up to the football gods.
Okay, so
I'm looking for like kind of turnover-worthy stuff here. They're going to cause chaos.
Okay.
So a combination of at least 3 picks or forced fumbles in this game.
Okay.
Is that a touchdown?
No.
I think you would have
Josh
to have
Allen has 2 picks in his last couple of games.
Yeah, and you're giving.
What if I said 4?
If you, I think
4 is a lot. That's.
I think.
What do I need to do to get a touchdown here?
I think it would have to be. I think it has to be specific to one of them. Like if you had 3 interceptions, that's a touchdown.
Screw it.
3 interceptions?
At least 3 interceptions.
Okay.
Or a defensive touchdown.
Well, which one is it?
Is that not a touchdown? If I say it's at least 3 picks or a defensive touchdown.
Okay.
There's going to be defensive chaos caused by the Vikings is the premise.
I'm fine.
I got you.
I'm fine.
At least 3 picks or a defensive touchdown.
Okay.
Yeah. I like that.
Okay. I like that too.
Which wouldn't be a touchdown
because
he says all the time now.
Max, back to you for your third and final prediction.
Okay, so I originally had a different prediction here, but I'm going to kind of audible here and go, write this down. Between Zadarius Smith and Danielle Hunter, they will have 5 sacks between the two of them against the Buffalo Bills.
Wow. And if that happens, get the flag.
Sell it.
That's a wrap.
Sell it. Don't put it away. Nope. There it is. My arm. Do you know how strong my right arm is right now?
Okay, Quagmire.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, Peter, man.
Hey, Peter.
Yeah,
I think it's
Quagmire, haven't seen you in a while there.
it's because
waving that flag.
I've been inside all week. I discovered, waving a flag. Giggity, giggity. Max, great predictions from you. Since you've got this life-changing platform right now on Purple Daily, is there anyone in your life you'd like to thank?
I'd like to thank my dad, because as much of in my short lifetime the Vikings have let me down, the first one being the Blair Walsh kick. But in that, I still wouldn't change it for the world. I love the Vikings. I love the purple. And so I'd like to thank him for bringing me into the fold.
Awesome, man. Great work. Great throws down the field.
You slinging it. Love to see that.
Appreciate you coming on, and we'll do it again sometime, all right?
You guys have a good rest of your day.
You too.
All right, you too, Max. Great stuff.
Bringing it.
Before we get to the final few predictions here, a shout out to our friends over at Prize Picks. So this is a very easy way to play daily fantasy. Prize Picks even allows you to do multi-sport entries. So if you maybe you're going to take the over on a Rossi goal or something, or whatever I haven't looked at what the wild situation is for the next few games, but you can parlay like NFL with NHL, MLB before the season was over, with NBA, et cetera, mixed martial arts, PGA. You can run mixed sport entries. Promo code NORTH and Prize Picks will match your first deposit up to $100 at prizepicks.com and the Prize Picks app. And when you enter the promo code NORTH, it helps tell them that, hey, you heard about them through us, so it helps us as well as we grow this thing here at Score North and Purple Daily. Also, a shout out to those of you who have been losing weight on the Livia plan that Judd's been on for over a year. A bunch of you came up to us. It's kind of amazing that like several people at that watch party had lost weight via Livia. Pretty cool.
Fantastic. Yes, and guess what, too? It's not a diet plan. So they're not on this short-term fix, and then they're going to turn around in a year and gain that weight back. This is a weight control plan. This is a lifestyle change, and I'm going to tell you right now, more and more folks in the PD family around the country are learning why it works. And if you are the next person who says, you know what, winter's coming, I'm on the couch right now, I'm concerned about my weight, I want to lose some weight by the end of, let's say, football season or spring, I'm going to tell you right now, the offer is this: 8 weeks for free. That's right, first 8 weeks for free. And with the new Flex program, it lets you enjoy the foods that you love: fruit, pasta, and even bread. Again, this is not a quick fix diet. This is a lifestyle change program. And if you're in town, they've got stores that you can go to get consultation from their dietitians. If you're not in town, guess what? Virtual is here. So you can meet with a dietitian every week virtually. Either way, it's going to work for you. 855-GO-LIVEA, Livia.com, Livea.com. It is the key to unlocking weight loss, to clothes fitting, to feeling great. Livia.com.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
All right, back to Judd here, your third and final.
Okay, I think I talked about this on the show yesterday very briefly, but I am going to commit it to the Write That Down annuals now. The Colts with Jeff Saturday as interim coach, a man who's never coached above high school, a man who was a consultant for the Colts and who was on ESPN as of about 5 days ago. The Indianapolis Colts will not win any of their remaining 8 games with Saturday as coach. So they are going to lose out.
Yeah.
They are, in my opinion, they are trying to get a quarterback. They basically are punting. Their owner, Irsay, is a really weird dude, but I think in this case, despite the fact he's really weird, he's on the right track. Because, like, what's the point now? So they will lose the rest of their games, not because the players are going to tank, but because they're going to be completely mismanaged by a guy who has no idea what he's doing.
That whole press conference was Just
Or
a
say some
wacko, bizarre thing, man.
But
just talking about how football is the same as it was 60 years ago.
Yeah.
Our jobs aren't hard. It's like, okay, they're not.
Yeah, I think he's trying to get the draft pick though.
Write it down.
Or
You
somebody
like writing
is.
things down.
All right, Dex.
All right, my third and final prediction, kind of similar to Phil's last one, but I'm going to say the Vikings record a pick six or a scoop and score.
Okay.
So either a pick six or a scoop and score. Yeah, basically a defensive touchdown, but a pick six or a scoop and score.
Got it. Okay.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
Okay, I'm going to make a TJ Hockenson prediction here. So I was just looking this up. He has only had 200-yard games in his career, which is kind of shocking to me because he catches a lot of passes.
It's the Lions.
Yeah. So I'm looking for touchdowns here, not looking for checkdowns. So TJ Hockenson will have, at some point between now and the end of the season, including playoffs, will have a 150-yard game or more.
Didn't he have he had a big game against with the Lions earlier this year, right? Against the Seahawks.
His career best game happened earlier this year with 179 yards. That's the only time he's ever gone above 150 in his 50 career NFL games. So I'm saying he will essentially do something like that again. He's only had the only other 100-yard game he's had is at Arizona in 2019. 6 catches for $131 and a touchdown in that game.
Okay.
So we're going to see a 150-yard game at some point or more from TJ Hockenson. And if you want, by the way, if you want your State of Hawk hooded sweatshirts, or you want your Before I Die hooded sweatshirts or tees or Victory Monday, you can find all sorts of Purple Daily related swag at scorenorth.com/shop. scorenorth.com/shop. Thank you all for supporting us. Before we get to, we're going to do Random Viking of the Week a day early this week here shortly because Declan's got a conflict in which he's going to go educate the youth journalists of America tomorrow. And so we're going to do it today. What's your number one piece of advice for young aspiring media members?
Just try everything. Try everything at least once if you're getting into this business, and
I know
also
what you're
have
talking about, too.
Yeah, try everything.
Try
And
everything. You got to try the
and
beer,
also have
mixed drinks.
have the realization that if you're looking for the 9 to 5, you're gonna want to pick a different industry. If you're cool with working obscure hours for a dream job that you love, that's part of the norm too. I think that sometimes gets lost in the shuffle.
Walk in and say, and they're like, okay, here is Declan Goff. He's successful, blah, blah, blah. Your first line should be this. How many of you like having friends? Raise your hands. And when they do, say, all of you can leave right now because you're going to lose all your friends.
I have a lot of friends.
Why do you think you can't have friends and work hard?
Because of the hours. Because of the hours. You can have friends in the business around that, but when
that's just what you did.
When I started, because I work nights a lot.
I also have a lot of
friends.
friends.
I lost a ton of friends
outside of the business.
Tell them you're going to lose all your friends. That'll clear the room. Get in your car.
Incorrect guidance.
Get in your car and drive back and get to work here, Declan.
I can safely say you two are my only friends in this business. They're like, and I work with you 5, sometimes more days a week, but I have no other friends in this business. My friends are my friends, and my coworkers are my coworkers.
From like high school stuff?
I love how Judd's advice is just completely counter to the experiences that Declan and I have
But you
had
could clear
in
the
friend
room
gallery.
out. But then you clear the room out and you can get back to work.
What you're saying is you don't want or need friends, and that's
no,
okay.
I love my friends, but in high school, when
friends
I
at
started,
Livia. That's L-I-V-E-A.
My friend Cody Finch Home Solutions. He's one of my best friends. And yeah, David Surley's fantastic, and the Livia people, they're great too. And let's talk about my good friend Todd at Spiral Light Candles because he's also great.
All of Judd's friends.
Todd's a big hockey guy, but he's a Fighting Hawks guy.
All right, would you guys like to know, as of this morning, where Kirk Cousins ranks on the Ringer quarterback rankings?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's do it.
So they update this every week. It is genius. They're just ranking quarterbacks, and they're moving them. Oh, man, Josh Allen looked pretty good last week, but not this week. He's hurt. So Patrick Mahomes is the number 1 quarterback in the NFL. He was number 2 in week 1. And then he was number 1 for 5 or 6 weeks. And then he was back to number 2 in weeks 7 and 8. But now he's back to number 1 the last 2 weeks.
Okay.
He's going back and forth with Josh Allen, largely, who started the season as the 5th best quarterback. he's actually statistically having a kind of a bad season. He's turning the ball over all the time, and his pass ratings now, but they still have Josh Allen as the number 2 quarterback in the NFL.
All right.
Number 3, Justin Herbert. Number 4, up from 8 to start the season, Lamar Jackson. He's having a big season.
Yep. It's good.
Number 5, up from 6 a couple weeks ago, Tom Brady.
Really?
Tom Brady, a single man.
Got him up to 5, huh?
Joe Burrow's up to 6. Aaron Rodgers is down to 7. He started number 1 this season.
Yep, that's...
Dak Prescott, number 8.
Why are we so high on Dak?
He's been fine.
He's fine. He's fine. It's just, I don't understand why he's 8.
I think there's a lot of like projection of what he could be too he's in this. He's been
in the league for 6 years. I don't know.
Yeah. Yep. Geno Smith started the season 22nd. Awesome. He's up to 9th.
That's awesome.
Do you guys think Geno Smith is one of the 10 best quarterbacks in the league now? Just all of a sudden?
No, not. So is this supposed
to be playing his ass off?
So is this supposed to be a combination of how they're playing right now and their and how they played previously? Like because
let me see if there's parameters on this.
I think there might be.
Rodgers is not the 7th best quarterback right now in the league with the way he's playing, but like yes, he is
a top 7 quarterback.
He's a top. Yeah, yes, as a name brand, he is. I mean,
okay, here's the parameters. I don't mean to go all Jim Irsay on you, the author writes. I think it's time we divide the elite tier of quarterbacks because Mahomes clearly belongs in his own class. Josh Allen. So, okay, they're grading based on qualities. So they have like accuracy, arm talent, creativity, decision-making, pocket presence, pre-snap. So it's just like,
all right,
it's almost like a Madden score or something. So Geno Smith is 9th.
Okay.
Jalen Hurts, who started 21st, is up to 10th.
And he's above Geno, in my opinion.
Okay.
I mean, heck, he's above Dak, in my opinion, right now.
And then 11th is Kirk Cousins. Started the season 15th, peaked at 10th after week 7. And here he is at 11th, ahead of Tua, Matthew Stafford, Trevor Lawrence, Kyler Murray, Ryan Tannehill, and Russell Wilson, and Derek Carr.
Okay,
those are the next 8 off the board.
For 2022, right now, I think that Kirk and Tua are top 10.
Ahead. So who are you taking out?
Right now,
Dak.
Right now, I'd probably drop Dak a bit. I mean, flat out, right now, if this was done based on what you're bringing to your team, Rodgers would fall outside the top 10 right now. I'd be willing to put him outside the top 10 right now. Now, career-wise, he's one of the best. But if you look at what guys are bringing, right? Rodgers' play has declined in a big... And I know guys are hurt, and I know he doesn't have a ton of guys to throw to. But what? On Sunday at Detroit, Declan, he threw 2 or 3 goal line picks.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not a top 10 guy right now.
No, it is not.
Tua currently leads the NFL, by the way. I have to... There's a couple guys here I do take issue with. I think Tua has played himself higher on this list.
Yep.
But some of it's system, some of it's weapons and stuff. I mean, my God, he's throwing to just... Tyreek Hill is completely unguardable.
But without him, they also struggled. So...
Yeah.
Like take him away and you get a preview of what happens to them.
Yep, that's true. It's tough. I think just in terms of Kirk, I do think with the demise of Aaron Rodgers, with the demise of, to this point, Russell Wilson, Matthew Stafford, some of it may be arm injury related, but Stafford has taken a step back this year. I mean, Kirk technically has taken a step back in statistics, but he's taken a step forward in a couple other areas, and it's made up for it.
Yep.
I do think it's fair to say that Kirk moves up from to me anyways, like the 13 to 15 range before the season to right around the top 10. I think that's fair to say.
Yes.
Because Jalen Hurts, it's so hard to compare him to Jalen Hurts because they're just totally different styles of quarterbacks. It kind of depends on what you're looking for.
Yep.
Geno, we're all kind of waiting for, all right, when's the other shoe going to drop? But he's been awesome so far. So, anyways, The Ringer has Kirk as the 11th best quarterback in the NFL. There you have it.
Ballpark, it's right. I would probably put him 9th or something like that right now.
Oh.
No?
I'd probably put him 9th.
No.
Okay. Well, it is time now for the Random Viking of the week here on Purple Daily, where Declan and I alternate tag teaming up against Judd Zulgad, who's become a master at this game. Although recently, Declan and I have won 3 out of the last 4.
Yep, I'm on a little bit of a cold streak, especially last week. Gary Anderson. I'm not happy with myself on that one.
I benched
myself.
Aligned with his entire career.
And I was like
Ant
there.
Career.
I just watched that go by. Inexcusable laziness.
You have 38-21 lead on Declan and myself here in Random Viking of the Week. Here are just a few of the Random Vikings that we've gone through in the last year and a half. Guys like Jeff Dugan, Toby Gerhart, John David Booty, Latavius Murray, Jasper Brinkley, Mediu Williams, Moritz Boehringer. Plenty more where these names came from.
German YouTube.
The mobile phenomenon. So Declan's turn to drive this here. He's going to throw out a series of clues. Judd and I have 3 incorrect guesses each before we are eliminated. We can ask Declan questions, but he can refuse to answer. It's his turn to lead this thing. All right, let's keep cutting into this gap here. Only 17 points down against Judd.
All right. This Random Viking of the Week played in 107 NFL regular season games. 107 regular season games. This Random Viking of the Week was a 4th round draft pick. This Random Viking of the Week in high school was a stud. He went to Peach County High School in Fort Valley, Georgia. I don't know if you're familiar with the Peach Valley, Fort Valley. He starred in track and football. He was an all-state honor at the following positions in football: punter, free safety, wide receiver. He also won regional titles on the 100 and 200 meter yard dash.
So he's probably not a left tackle. Just going to throw that out there.
You never know. Maybe he really beefed up. Never know. In his post-NFL career, he founded a foundation for unprivileged children. Nice little fun fact. Good guy.
Great guy.
Mm-hmm.
Heart of gold.
This Random Viking of the Week. Let's see here. What do I want to give you? Did play football in NFL Europe.
Okay. I think I've narrowed it. I've narrowed it a little bit here.
Interesting.
I feel good. Usually I would be aggressive and throw a guess out, but I
don't do that yet.
Oh.
Not yet. This Random Viking of the Week, as my computer almost crashes, is 6'3", 213 pounds.
Okay, now I have it really narrowed.
This Random Viking of the Week recorded 1 playoff touchdown.
Ooh.
Just 1 playoff touchdown. He went to the playoffs twice in his career.
Okay, hold on.
Was that 1 playoff touchdown as a member of the Vikings?
It was.
Okay. 1 playoff touchdown.
Oh my God.
Phil's brain's spinning.
6'3", 213.
His nephew was drafted by the Chiefs in 2016 with the same last name.
In when?
2016. His nephew was also same position and drafted by the Chiefs in 2016.
I'll take a guess.
Okay.
But I think we might have had this one. Hussein Abdullah.
Okay, so Oh, this is good. This is good stuff here.
So he played in
really
NFL Europe?
Mm-hmm. This that nephew I talked about is still in the NFL. He won a Super Bowl with the Chiefs in 2019.
Holy cow. Hold on a second.
Same last name, still playing. He's playing for the Ravens now, but he played for the Chiefs from 2016 through 2021. The same position as his uncle. That is this Random Viking of the Week.
Okay. That helps. Okay.
Oh, for some reason, that's not helping me.
I know. It's supposed to throw you off.
It's like I'm kind of ignoring that clue.
He was, when he played in NFL Europe, he was the Europe NFL League MVP.
Oh my God, dude.
He was drafted in the 90s.
I know.
Yeah.
God.
It's Europe. Yep. I knew that. Fourth round pick.
I'm just trying to think of.
I feel like if I give this next clue.
No, just give us a second.
You'll know it.
In the 90s.
I'm going to hold this as you guys ponder.
And he scored a touchdown.
I'm trying to think of like.
6'3", though.
He was not drafted by the Vikings.
Oh.
Oh.
That now throw you in a
No, you said
area?
I thought you said he was drafted.
I said he was
by
a fourth-round draft pick. I never specified who he was drafted by.
Oh, you said the playoff. No, what did you say it was with the Vikings?
He caught a playoff touchdown, and it
with
was
the
with the Vikings.
Okay. So it didn't necessarily have to be.
So he
was
caught
not
it.
drafted.
So he caught it, though.
Did I say catch?
Yes.
I don't.
You said he caught a playoff touchdown.
He caught a playoff touchdown.
I mean, it's pretty obvious he's a wide receiver, like 7 clues ago, right? I'm just trying to think of which wide receivers he is. He wasn't drafted by the Vikings, so it's not Nate Burleson.
His final NFL game was with the Vikings, but he signed a one-day contract to retire as a member of the team that drafted him.
This is amazing. So the playoff game, dude, the playoff game would have been.
So I'm sorry, just to be clear, the playoff touchdown was caught with the Vikings, but he was a fourth-round pick of a different team that he then signed with, and they retire to retire as a member of that franchise.
Wow, dude.
Correct.
I'm gonna throw out just
fourth round.
It's not that though.
Okay, hold on. So this is a guy from the.
Well, there was one playoff run. They didn't score any points in one of the games. Do you have any other clues that won't give it away? Let me ask you some questions.
Sure.
Did this player? Can you give us some coaches? Did this player play for Dennis Green?
He did not play for Dennis Green.
Mike Tice.
He played for Mike Tice.
Hold on, this might be.
Okay, is it Michael Jenkins?
I'm gonna give you this.
Is it? Okay.
So he played for Tice.
Was it Corin Robinson? I got one guess left.
This Random Viking of the Week caught touchdowns from Dante Culpepper, Cade McCown, Brad Johnson, Anthony Wright.
Jesus.
That's a list.
Pardon me, but my God.
Eric Kramer, Jim Miller, Chris Chandler.
Devin Aromashodu.
No.
No. Dang it. I regretted it as soon as
he
I
was
said
the first name I wrote down after like the fourth clue. By the way, I literally have Aroma Shitty written down
You're
here.
sniffing
But
though.
he didn't retire with the Bears. That was stupid. Like he didn't go back to the Bears to sign a contract. That was a stupid guess. That was a waste of a guess.
His Vikings career ended in very infamous fashion. He was. If I say it, then you're just gonna.
No, I know who it is.
Very infamous fashion.
God, dude. Oh my God. I'm gonna. Marcus Robinson.
Oh, damn it! He signed a contract
Dude,
with the
that
Bears.
is super obscure. Cause yeah, that's so deep. Ugh.
Doggone it.
Yep.
I almost feel dirty now. It took me so long. There it is.
I might need a break
Robinson,
next
let's
week.
go.
I might need a break next week to reset myself. I need a break.
Well, okay. So I knew it was a wide receiver after the 100-meter dash 6'3" clue, and then I knew that it was the playoff touchdown thing, and then I knew that it was like a late 90s, early 2000s thing based on NFL Europe, and I was literally sitting here trying to think of all of the non-Moss, Burleson, Carter receivers
Right.
that
So
the
he played
Vikings had.
Well, he played for Childress too then.
Yeah, because he got cut by Childress.
Oh, yes. I should have said Childress.
So amazing. Well, there it is. Declan and I stay hot here. Marcus Robinson.
I need a break. I need next week off.
Okay, maybe what we'll do is we'll just have Declan go against Air next week, and if he guesses without burning his 3 incorrect guesses, then then we win.
I'm taking a week off next week. I need a reset. Whoops.
You know what? Sometimes our dogs need a reset. And Nutrisource provides that reset a couple times a day for Maya anyways. The official dog food of Mackie and Judd and Purple Daily. The Nutrisource chicken and rice food that she eats twice a day keeps her digestive system on track on a regular basis. Great.
Yes, and guess what? Stella loves it too, and she especially loves not just the food, but the training treats as well. In fact, Stella politics to go outside a couple times a day when she doesn't even need to go potty, but she just knows as soon as she comes in, she gets the Nutrisource training rewards treats. These things are fantastic. Make sure your dog subscribes to what our dogs subscribe to, which is the lifestyle of Nutrisource.
Yes. And if you're a business owner, the lifestyle of Federated is about risk management. It's like having a great offensive line, protecting your business against risks on the horizon. They have 100+ years of helping businesses navigate waters. And so you can find a full list of industries they specialize in working with over at federatedinsurance.com, where it's our business to protect yours. There it is, Random Viking of the Week. Write that down. Predictions. Tomorrow is the State of the Offense episode of Purple Daily. And we'll keep you guys posted, I guess, on the status of Josh Allen and whether his arm is attached to his body or not for this big game against. Dude, put a cortisone shot in it. We need to see what the Vikings look like against a largely healthy Josh Allen. So figure it out, guy. See you tomorrow.